Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Scene. What's current? We have to recognize fallen Irving Lorenzo. Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr., otherwise known as Irv Gotti, has passed away. He has died at the age of 54. He led a great life. Can't shed a tear for him. If you want to smoke your packs right now, get your packs out. Smoke one for him. He changed the game in a lot of ways. He either launched careers or aided in the launch of careers. He had a brief stint with professionally with Vanessa Carlton, even famous for 1,000 Miles song. So he had a wide range of what he was wanting to do. He was most famous for co-founding the imprint Murder Inc., later shortened to the Inc. After his legal battles that he encountered. But yeah, so he definitely should be remembered. I was asking the question, could he be the next Jamie Foxx? Apparently, sadly, he succumbed to his ordeal with a stroke and blood on the brain. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't say, or it doesn't lump in, I should say. It doesn't lump in. It doesn't say, oh, well, Jamie Foxx was recovered, so Irv Gotti should recover too. It doesn't work like that. Nature doesn't work like that. Reason, science and, different body chemistries and different elements don't work like that. It all depends upon the individual. That's what it has to come down to. It all comes down to the individual. So that's the reality of it. 54 years, that's young. That's a strange thing to say. That's a good thing to say. It's capitalism speaking. 54 years is a young age to die at. This were just 400 years ago, maybe even 250 or maybe even 100 years ago. They said, "Oh, well, he lived a long life, 54 years. That's a good stretch." But with our scientific knowledge and our medical histories and different ways of having longevity of life, we can say that 54 is a very young age. He could have had at least 30, 40 years more, at least. So. It's very tragic. It's very sad. It's one of the worst things that could possibly come out of hip hop news. And of course, 50 Cent's trolling. He should get his troll on. Let 50 troll. Don't say, oh no, he's dead. No, troll 50. 50 troll. That's how you do it with the deaths. If somebody dies, you troll. That's what you're supposed to do. Especially somebody that had complete animosity for him. And I'm talking about 50 Cent has complete animosity for Irv. Irv was regretful for not signing 50 Cent. He wanted to sign 50 Cent because and Jay-Z and Irv Gotti have similar stories. They have similar stories when they said, all y'all need to get together. Like just Jay-Z. Jay-Z was saying, I'm paraphrasing. He was telling his young wolves. Memphis Bleek, young Chris, young Neef Buck, Oskino and Sparks, Freeway. He was like, "There's a tidal wave coming. This 50 Cent guy. He's gonna be an issue." And what happened? He sold 9 million records. 9 million records. He's talking about how he got shot up 9 times, and they knew it. Irv Gotti said, we heard Wanksta, okay, that's a cool tune, whatever. Then they heard in the club, it was like, he came out with a banger. He came out with a certified global banger, not just a street banger, not just a hood banger, but a global, completely new and engrossing way to show his powers as an MC. Good morning to you, Mr. Rick James. He says Irv was not as strong as Jamie Foxx. Fact, Sakut to him anyway, and start smoking your Irv packs as in his own way. As in his own way, he was a genius. He was a matter of DJing and producing. Now let's eat off of him. Fact. Yes, that's right. Thank you, Rick James. Yeah, we're gonna eat off of his carcass. Literally, his corpse now. His carcass. I'm eating off of his corpse. I'm doing a video trying to get more subscribers and more likes and more money. You know, that's the way it is. You know, he's not here. He's non-existent. He doesn't exist anymore. There's no heaven. There's no hell. He just doesn't exist. People say it's eternal darkness. Well, it's just nothingness. It's just nothing. A void, a vacuum. It's the unknown and the unknowable. That's what it is. Wherever he is, it's the unknown and the unknowable. He has complete nothingness, you know, to his mind. If people want to make up stories and mystical lines, he's always at rest. He's in the bosom of Abraham. He's walking on the streets of gold with Jesus. And that's not true, because obviously, if you read in your Bibles, you will note that you don't go to heaven right after you die. You're asleep, allegedly. Even if you were burned up and, you know, your ashes were, your spirit, wherever that is, whatever the hell that is, besides, you know, the spirit of the mind, you're not anything. You're total non-existent. Rick James says, I might cry over him. Well, I'm not gonna cry over him. He was a Filipino African American man. He made millions of dollars in America. He had plenty of women and children and things of that nature. So I'm not gonna cry over him. I mean, it's sad, but it's not showing his family. What family did he have? Irv Gotti obituary. Was he? He was a father, wasn't he? Wasn't he married? Was he married? I don't see anything about a wife or kids. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But anyway, Irv Gotti definitely represented something in my life, my era, in my time, coming up as a impressionable, you know, 13, 14-year-old, you know, around that time. Father of three. Where'd you learn that? Give me receipts. Give me receipts, Rick James. Okay, Agnes Gotti, JJ Gotti, and Sonny Gotti. Okay, let's get it up. But I don't see anything about his... I don't see anything about his wife. Or wives. Angie, Sonny, and JJ, a.k.a. Jonathan. But that's just it. That's the power. That's the power of death. Life is much more powerful than death, but it's their yin and yang. They were born out of wedlock. I was thinking that. They were born out of wedlock, sir. Okay, thank you. I didn't realize that until just now. But who are the three females, or the one female who was their mother? That the power of life says, you know, you live it completely and fully and without regard for, you know, any mysticism, saying, you know, life is drudgery, life is hell, life is terrible. I can't wait to get to heaven. I can't wait to get out of this life. That is the disgusting nature of mysticism, especially Christianity. That's how disturbing and ugly it can be. Because it says that this life is a chore, it's a bore, it's horrific, it's ugly. yes, it can be. There are elements of life that are like that, but that's not the whole goal of your living life. Living life is to flourish and thrive and to create, make, build, and produce. That's life. That's what you should try to do. And it seemed like Irv Gotti did that. He was a producer, not just a sense of a music executive or a DJ or a person who makes beats or music, but a producer who makes, builds, creates. That kind of producer, somebody that is productive, that made millions of dollars because off of his mind, off of the thoughts. And he may have produced, billions of dollars for Def Jam and Universal Music Group based on the records that he oversaw. So that's the power of life. That is life at its peak when you're doing something you like to do. And then they say, oh, what joy, what happiness, oh, what peace when we get over there. When we get over where? Go over where? With what? That I just saw a clip about the Garden of Eden. Everybody wants the Garden of Eden. Let's get back to Eden, living on top of the world. Really go back to Eden? Go back to Eden when you have no productiveness, no sense of love and passion for your spouse. What is that about? Where is Ja? Yeah, where is Ja? I haven't heard from him. Yeah, that's a good question. Bumbleclot, early in the morning. Salute to you, sir. Salute. But yeah. So, what is it that that spells for a person of great means and great knowledge and great wealth when they die? It's like a chasm. It's like an open space in the world. It's like it widens and deepens. And we just have to figure out, why, he died, because of the blood in the brain, and what was the difference? What was the body? Was it because he had diabetes, and the diabetes was more of a complication? It was hard for his organs to fight because he had the diabetic angle on him, and Jamie Foxx didn't. Is that the reason why? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a medical professional. How will Rick Rubin react? That's a good question. And Leor Cohen. Leor Cohen gave the green light to Irv Gotti to be under Def Jam recordings with Murder Inc. Later named Inc. I have to keep saying that. But yeah, so here's a statement from their kids. Our dad was an incredible man, a true visionary who transformed the hip-hop industry and changed the game for artists and fans alike. His passion for music and dedication to his craft inspired many, and his contributions will continue to influence future generations. So that's pretty powerful, if you ask me. It's really powerful. He was surrounded by family and friends. They always like to say he departed this world, leaving behind a legacy that will forever resonate in the hearts of those who knew him and the countless lives he touched. How Dad was okay. As we navigate the difficult time, we kindly ask for privacy while we grieve the loss of our dad, son, brother, uncle, and friend. We take comfort in knowing that his spirit will live on through his music and the love he shared with all of us. Thank you for your understanding and support during this challenging time. And he looked good for 54. He looked like he was, except for the gray hair, he looked, he looked younger. He looked like he was in his late 30s. He didn't look, ragged and tired. It's sad, but it's just part of life. Death is a part of life. We have to recognize that. Leor's hip-hop Illuminati. Prove it. In some ways, he was the modern-day Michael Jackson. I have no idea what you mean by that, Rick James. Quincy Jones, I mean. Oh, I mean, to a very lesser extent, he was Quincy Jones was like Jupiter. He was like Mars, you know. Jupiter is the largest planet in the universe, in our solar system. So he was probably like Mars or maybe Pluto or Neptune or something like that. Not even Earth, not Earth, because Earth is really special. But yeah, so I don't really agree with you with the Quincy Jones comparison. So but yeah, so I just say that he lived a great life. He lived a great life. I can't shed a tear. I can't shed a tear. He lived a wonderful life. It's a wonderful life. But he lived an extraordinary life in America as a man of color. You know, FBA and Filipino. Earth was the late great George Martin. I don't even know if I understand who George Martin is. I have to look him up. Who's George Martin? The fifth Beatle. Okay. Got you. English producer, arranger, composer, conductor, and musician. Gotcha. Okay. See, I learned from Rick James. I couldn't match the name, but more people say, "Oh, of course, it's George Martin. He's Sir George Martin. He passed away in 2016, almost 9 years ago. Jesus Christ! Next month will be 9 years." See, that's what I always say to people. I say life is not short. It can be cut short, but life is long. Life is very long. It just moves fast. That's why people say it's fat. It's short. It's not short. It moves fast. Mr. Ginger 4690, yo, as Rick James says, make sure you tell 10 people about this broadcast so we can get this thing to a party. So what up with the Diddy case? Mr. Gringo, you have to send me $10 and I'll tell you what's going on with the Diddy case. You don't have a wrench. 100. I'm rich. B. Okay. I'm rich, bro. Hope you're talking to yourself on that one. But it's all about Irv Gotti. Let's keep it focused on Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti lived a life, scores, of men would love to live. He was at the lap of luxury. I'm sure he died with at least a few million in the bank. At least. Maybe 1 to 2 million, at least 3 million maybe. Rick James says, I'll miss him. You're smoking on that pack, aren't you? I see you smoke. You're probably smoking on that pack. I bet you are missing him. So, Irv Gotti took everything in life and flourished. He thrived. He felt the splendor of life. He saw the greatness of it. So what we talking about today? Okay, you don't have a wrench, so I'm not gonna answer your question unless you give me $10. So I'm still smoking on my Matthew Perry pack and Susan Summers. Yeah, white man and white woman in America. Can't shed a tear for them either. They lived their lives, multi-millionaires. Can't shed a tear for them. They had a wonderful life. They had great lives. It's a shame though, because sadly they didn't profess, or they didn't really know what Ayn Rand's philosophy of objectivism was, but they lived a sliver of it. You know, to produce, create wealth, make your life better for yourself and for the people that you value. And they probably never knew what that meant, what that truly means. That's sad. That's sad. But it is what it is, as they say, you know, this is part of life. It's part of reality, part of the truth. And Irv Gotti had, you know, ever since the word of producer. He's a producer. Like I said before, not just of record executive or record producer, but a producer that makes, builds, and creates. Somebody that does all of that. It's going to be a hard next 10 years. We will lose a lot of Z grades. Yeah, that's what happens. And over time, like I remember you know, watching the movie Sunset Boulevard. And it was about, if you're not familiar with that film, I'll give you just a pieces of the plot. It's about this 20s era singer, not singer, actress, and she is, you know, recluse. You know, she's a recluse, in her own huge mansion, and she has this kind of like an aide de camp, you know, always an assistant that's like always helping her and do things. I can't remember his name at the time, but he's an excellent actor too. The person who played him. But the whole idea is that she is past her prime. Nobody wants to do any movies with her anymore. She's all washed up, and all she does is just watch her old films, and it's really dark and sad. But there's some sweetness and some humor to it. It's a very, you know, complex set of ideals, but a simple story and a simple idea of the characters. But you know, I said all that to say this. The 70s was like 70s, 80s, and early 90s was like the time period for classic Hollywood. A lot of people from classic Hollywood died during those time periods. You know, a lot of people, you know, that we know about from, you know, from Jimmy Stewart to John Wayne to, you know, Betty Davis and Audrey Hepburn, Katharine Hepburn, and just a whole lot of other different stars. We're going to see in the next 10 to 20 years, it's going to have that same effect. We're going to have a lot of people pass away that, you know, are part of a generation for millennials especially, Gen X. Gen X is going to start passing away. More baby boomers are going to start passing away in the next 10 to 20 years. A few more Generation X, some millennials, some Zoomers, but not a lot of alphas or betas. I mean, they're not going to die in mass, you know, great numbers. Earth will be balling. Okay. Earth will be balling non-stop no matter what. Okay. Gucci Mane R.I.P. 50 Cent R.I.P. P. Diddy for sure R.I.P. All I know is that when Willie Nelson dies, Richard James will kick the bucket. Fact. Let's not put that on you. Let's see, you know, you flourish and live. Same thing with Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson's getting up there in age, but I think he still has his mind. He's still smoking weed. He still has some kind of semblance of life. So we have to give that amount of credit to him. He's 103. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Willie Nelson's a legend. No, he's like 92 or something like that. I can't remember. Let me see. Willie. He's 91. So he has at least 15 years left. I'm going into the 110, you know, 100, you know, the mid hundreds. Roberta Wright was 108 when she died. She was John McCain's mother. She was 108. And her son was 80 when he died. So she outlived him. It's amazing. That is amazing. That is completely and totally and utterly amazing. So you have to say life is long. Because you can be 80 years old and your mother's still alive. That's amazing. I can't say that. He getting blazed every day, yeah. No older. In his spirit, LOL, okay. 50 is smoking on that Irv pack. Yes. He's stomping on his grave. He hasn't even been buried yet. Do be smoking. Yeah, do be smoking. DOOBIE smoking. You, girl, you know it's true. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Do you be smoking? I do not be smoking. I'll give you that free bingo space. I will answer that question. Do you be smoking? I do not be smoking. To put it like that. So the rest, I might have to charge you $15 for the next question. Well, that's the next question. That's $15. You're asking why. I'm not going to answer you. I don't even know what you're asking why to. Why what? With Irv Gotti's passing, I mean, you got to look at people like Dame. Dame has diabetes too. Dame Dash, he's a record producer. He's a record executive. He came up in the same era as Irv Gotti. I guess, let me see. There was a symbiosis between Rough Riders, Rockefeller, and Murder Inc. They were like kind of all together in a sense, but they were separate at the same time. It was like Jay-Z, Ja Rule, DMX. They had, DMX and Ja Rule had their whole falling out. They didn't really care for each other too much. He thought, DMX thought that Ja Rule was stealing he was biting his style. LL, you going to be rich with a double O. It's not proper. To why you don't like to smoke. If you give me $10, I'll answer that question. R.I.P. Earth. What? So we have to have every part of it part of the puzzle pieces that made up Irv Gotti's life. Salute, Wizard. I see you, sir. What's up, my G? I see you. Yeah, I'm not literally smoking this Irv Gotti pack, but I'm allowing everybody else to smoke their Irv Gotti packs. You may have your Irv Gotti pack, but Perv Gotti. Oh, well, we have a little party here today. Not really. We haven't gotten to double digits. That's a party, and I don't know what the hell happened. I have no clue. I used to have a rush at least. Whenever I come on, it'd be like 30, 40 people. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm rolling with it. Let's go. And then, it whittles down to like 20. Then it goes down to like 12. Then it goes down to 3 and 4. And I'm like, okay. But now I'm at 3 and 4, every day without reason. I have no idea what it is. Long live the one of the greatest A&Rs. Yeah, he was an A&R, I think, for a while. At Def Jam, I think, allegedly. So, long live. Okay, it's the same one. I cash app you to answer my question. I didn't see it. You got to make sure you got my cash app. Do you know what my cash app is, Mr. Gringo? I'm broke. I got a few $1 for you. Well, you don't have enough. You don't have enough money for me. I have at least $5, and for questions, there's $10. So if you don't mind, you can get out of this live because I'm allergic to achoo, to broke niggas. See, I'm coming down with something right now because you're broke. No. Okay, so you're not gonna know because you're broke. You just admitted that you're broke. Real. That's right. It's real-ish. Wasn't the reason for DMX... Uh-oh. Here we go. Wizard saying wasn't the reason for DMX. Wasn't the reason for DMX what, sir? 5 likes, 4 people watching. FBA niggas is broke. So who isn't broke? Individuals are broke, not just, great swaths of human beings. Individuals are broke. Irv Gotti represented, the mind. How this hip hop thing could be created and have a sound and something not like, Diddy. If I have to bring him up, I didn't want to bring him up, but I have to bring him up because he's a record producer. He was way bigger than Irv Gotti, But Irv Gotti didn't have, allegations against him that were so salacious and so, ugly and disgusting. That, he lived a life that was pretty clean. He was caught up in a legal battle over, I think it was, what was it? I was just saying, okay, here we go. On January 3rd, 2003, federal agents in New York's police department investigators raided the headquarters of Murder Inc. Records, located on One Worldwide Plaza in Midtown Manhattan. The raid was a part of a year-long investigation into the connections between the Lorenzos and American drug lord Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Investigators believe that the Lorenzos used drug money supplied by McGriff to launch Murder Inc. as a way to launder the illegal funds. Investigators also believe the brothers helped McGriff launder drug money through the making of the 2003 film Crime Partners. Although computers and documents were seized, no charges were immediately filed and no arrests were immediately made. The raid was dramatized in the music video for Ja Rule's Murder Reigns. Chris and Irv Gotti's history with McGriff dated back to 1994, when McGriff, newly paroled from prison, met Chris and Irv on the set of a music video in Queens, New York. McGriff wanted to go into cinematography and sought help from Chris and Irv Gotti to produce and direct a film based on Donald Goines' novel Crime Partners. The Lorenzos from then on maintained a friendship with McGriff, having him appear in the music video for Ja Rule's 1999 single Murder for Life, and help finance McGriff's dream project, Crime Partners. On January 25, 2005, Chris and Irv Gotti surrendered to authorities in New York City, were officially charged with money laundering and conspiracy to launder money. During the trial, Irv Gotti was represented by Gerald B. LaCourt, the left court. Maybe the F is silent, I don't know. And Chris Gotti was represented by Gerald Shargle. In December 2005, Chris and Irv Gotti were acquitted of all charges. They were completely cleared. I don't think you even think about what happened in 2005 and 2006 and almost 2006. In July 2024, a lawsuit was filed against Gotti alleging he sexually assaulted and sexually assaulted and abused a woman over a 2-year period between 2020 and 2022. Nobody remembers that. No, everybody remembers, Irv Gotti, yeah, it's Murder Inc., baby! Like, that's all they remember from Irv Gotti. So why you charge me $10 to answer a question where I can make you $1 richer? Because $10 is of greater. Well, I'm not even gonna say the rest of it. I mean, I'm getting mad because you're not realizing. You realize what happens with money. What's the difference with money? That $1 you could have made. Okay, that's a statement. So $1 I could have made, but I don't need to make because I need to make more than $1 because I'm worth more than $1. I'll check back when you have a chance to talk. Irv legend, respect the legacy. Exactly. Salute to Andretti. Thank you for your hatred, sir. So 2 people in here viewing, 5 likes. I'm not what? Rick James? See if you're still in here. Bumbleclap, you should get stars to guest on your show. It wouldn't make a difference. I don't have a phone line. If I had the video link, maybe that would work. But I think you have to pay for that for StreamYard. So thank you, Rick James. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's just a strange sense of events that this vertical stream isn't producing as much as I would like. And Bumbleclap, why don't you get a star on your show? What's going on with you? Why haven't you got a star on your show? But anyway, 4 people in here, 5 likes, still not mad. Anyway, Irv Gotti will not be remembered for his. I don't think even in reports. I'm gonna look up just a random report. The first one that comes up, Billboard. All right, let me see. Okay, in July 2024, Irv Gotti was sued for sexual assault and rape by a Jane Doe plaintiff who said the alleged abuse occurred when she was arrested with hip hop. Okay, so there was something that was. They may remember him for that, but I doubt they're gonna remember him for these kind of issues. He won a Grammy in 2003 for co-producing Ashanti's eponymous debut album, which won for Best Contemporary R&B Album. He was nominated again the following year for co-writing Ashanti's "Rock With You, Oh Baby," which is a finalist for Best R&B Song. Six likes, 3 people view it. Talk about the good and the bad. Yeah. You gotta give the whole story. I mean that it probably wouldn't have followed him because he beat a big charge. He beat like it was Rico, right? Wasn't it Rico? Something like that. It was money laundering and conspiracy to launder money, which would have set them back a few decades in prison. Jack edits. Hi. Talk about, okay. Read it right. Read what right? Oh, read what right, and Jenny? I'm not sure what you mean. But, Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Supreme, he wanted to have his own way of doing things. He wanted to have his way. You said what I wrote wrong. Okay, so let me say, talk about the good, not the bad. Is that what you're saying? Talk about the good, not the bad. Yeah, well, I'm gonna talk about everything. You have to talk about the whole. You have to talk about the whole life, the ups and downs, the pitfalls and the mountain peaks. You got to talk about the whole issue. McGriff was sentenced to life in prison. Throughout this case, he was defended by a court-appointed attorney because nearly all of his assets had been seized. McGriff began serving his life sentence at ADX Florence, a federal supermax prison in Colorado. In 2011, he was transferred to the United States Penitentiary Lee, a high-security federal prison in Pennington Gap, Virginia. As of 2025, he is housed at the USP Beaumont in Jefferson County, Texas. So Supreme was on some other stuff. He was on some other stuff. You're very welcome. Thank you. He gave us great music. I'll give you that. But he also had the criminal laundering case, which he beat. He beat that case. And he had the sexual assault allegation against him. You have to talk about it all. You have to talk about scars and all. You have to tell the whole picture of someone's life, not just gloss over those parts that may seem ugly or damaging. Jax edits, I have no idea what the hell that emoji means. I have no clue what you're talking about. The worst song he gave us was Super Ugly by Jay-Z. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. That's a really unofficial song. It was produced by Dr. Dre and Megahertz. What are you talking about? Super Ugly. Star played a Mike Geronimo song last night in tribute to Irv. I didn't catch that. I must have fell asleep when that happened. But he did not produce Super Ugly. He did not do that. That was Dr. Dre and Megahertz. Because that comes off the Nocturnal song. And he's like, all I really know is that your hoe wants to be with me. She ain't playing. What I'm saying. That ain't between the sheets. That's going back. It's like 24 years ago. That was crazy. He was behind that, according to No Teeth Dame Dash. I would love you to, you have a wrench, send me a link. Send me a link that confirms that. Don't just, have, random words. It's like in school, they teach you to back up your ideas with specific examples. He was behind putting that together. Again, you got to have proof, got to have receipts, something that specifically says that actually occurred. It's all I need. It's all I need. Just a little bit of backing up our assertions. But Irv Gotti has been applauded and lauded his whole life. Coming from Hollis, Queens, I mean, it's almost like an embarrassment. New York City has produced so many people. There are thousands of people in the entertainment field, the medical field, the financial field, everything you can possibly think of that produce such great talent across a wide array of disciplines. So I think it's due time to investigate and make certain that we have an understanding of what Irv Gotti really was trying to get at. He was trying to get at the dollars. He was trying to get at money. I remember there was an interview or some kind of situation. He was on maybe it was a reality show or something like that. He was talking about his Bentley. Somehow how he wanted to have his Bentley or something like that. I can't really remember what it was about. I don't remember all of the details, but he was talking about like how he said he still wanted his Bentley or something like that. Look it up. I'm not sending you anything. You got to do better with your journalism. When a person says something you don't know about, you look it up because it's your job to know. Well, that's be cute for somebody else, but not for me. If you make an assertion, it's your job to back it up with facts and stats. That's how that works. This is my show. If you have a show, I'm coming on there with stats and facts. I gotta have if I have a wrench on your show, I'm providing a link. That's how that works. Andretti. Clint Cage, hey man, you're to come to mind. I don't mind having people dropping facts. Thanks, Clint Cage. Have you told somebody to subscribe already? Make sure you tell at least 10 people to subscribe. And also hit my Cash App if you feel so inclined. It takes two to tango, of course. That's why I'm dancing all by myself. I brought in Clint, so I appreciate that, Rick James. Thank you. That's somebody we can point to and say that you brought in. I was going to say there's somebody else, but their initials are BS, and it fits them very well. So I'm not going to even say his name. I just ignore him every time he tries to come in. Irv even talking about the Jay-Z and Nas war on Drink Champs. I think that's true. I think he may have been a little saucy. You know, he started, running off at the mouth, as they do when they get on that show. People get real sloshed, and get a little bit inebriated, and they can't, they can think clearly because that old cliche, that trite wording, a drunk speaks a sober mind. That's like a paraphrase. I'm not exactly the same quote, but you get the picture. He thought that Satan saved 50 Cent after he got shot 9 times. He's an agent of chaos. That's exactly right. 50 Cent is an agent of chaos. That's a great way to put it. Clint Gates says, "Oh man, I've done passed you around to a few people. I've mentioned you on my channel a couple times. Scott Saunders, I like to get my nights to help all that I do, okay? I wish I could donate to you, man, but I pay child support and I only live off of $60 a month. I wish I could live off of $60 a month. That'd be awesome." Mustafa Fodio, he is an agent of chaos, yes. 50 Cent is definitely an agent of chaos. He wants to sow discord wherever he finds it, against whomever he wants. When he took that big lesson from Kanye West, or Ye, he was Kanye West then formerly known as Kanye West. He was shown like you can be beat too. People took, graduation and brought it. I think it sold like 400 or 500 copies the first week, or maybe 800. It might have been even 800, close to 1 million copies the first week. And then Curtis sold like what, 200,000, 300,000, which is really good, but it's not enough that it beat Kanye Ye's album Graduation. It's not easy to live off $60 a month, man. I have to hunt and fish and grow all my food. Wow. That's a totally different world. I'm not used to that. Are you otherwise off the grid? You're on the grid for this broadcast. But you otherwise off the grid? I'll be seeing you, he says. Rick James says. 7 likes, 1 person in here. It looks like it's just Rick James and myself. We started out together. We're going to finish this together. $50 Cent has only 1 good album. I disagree. He probably has about 3. Maybe he has 3. Curtis, Massacre, and To Get Rich or Die Trying. Those are his 3 greatest albums. Jack says I'm still here. Okay. Well, make yourself known. Make sure you send Sky Saunders on YouTube to everybody that you know. That'd be a great boost for me. So that's the round we live in. Okay. Actually, I just recently moved with a friend of mine. I'm still hunting. I think he's mean I'm still hunting fish, but I have to restart my garden. Otherwise, off the grid. Yes, sir. Okay. 50 a bit. Okay. Personally, I think that's a lot of these newer rappers are leading people down a bad road with what their messages are portraying. You think so? You don't think that's happened since the beginning of rappers, of rap? What's his name? Schoolie D. Excuse me, Schoolie D. Ever since the beginning of gangster rap and with Schoolie D. You don't think it's been running down that road? But 50 about that action. That's true. 50 is about that action. He puts in work in the street, and he's kept his nose clean. He used to be incarcerated for a little stint of time. He had some legal troubles, but overall, he's pretty good. Curtis James Jackson III. I'm here too. Don't ignore me because I troll. I don't ignore you at all, Andretti. I answer all your questions. You have a wrench. You're good. I know you're son of the sun. I know that. Well, to be honest, I only recently started listening to rap. The only older one that I knew was Jump Around. Okay. Are you off the perks? I never was on perks. Never tried perks. He doesn't even have any legal issues, I don't think. 50 Cent. Are you a cat or a dog person? I'm neither. I don't like cats in the house. I don't like dogs in the house. I think they should be outside completely, or in someone else's house, or in some kind of care facility, be taken care of, pampered. But I'm not the one doing it. What's your favorite Irv album? The Irv that he produced, he didn't have it as an artist, but as a producer, that may take me a little bit of time. Let me make sure I can do this. because he doesn't have an album, but he has songs. Let me see. Hold up. Veni Vidi Vici. Veni Vidi Vici might be my favorite song album. Veni Vidi Vici. And then next would be another Ja Rule album, Rule 336. That was a high album. I hate pit bulls. Okay. You don't like dogs or cats? That's a question mark, so you gotta have $10 on it. I gave you a bingo free space. Now you gotta put $10 on it, Jack said is. Bumbleclap, why do you hate pit bulls? Irv just sold the catalog. Who do you think get that money? Ashanti's gonna get the money. Ja Rule's gonna get money. Charlie Baltimore is gonna get money. Vita's gonna get money. That's the amazing thing about Murder Inc. They have multiple female MCs, Vita and Charlie Baltimore. Then of course you had the songstress Ashanti, and Ashanti and Ja Rule together were like my version, my era's Sanford and Simpson. They were the ones that did it for my class. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Hold on, let me make sure I get that right. Ashford and not Simpson. Ashford and Simpson. They were like the Ashford and Simpson. Ja Rule and Ashanti. Favorite Murder Inc. album. Those are my favorite Murder Inc. albums. Okay. Irv produced for J-Lo as well. Yeah, he'll never. Before when he was he was kicking, he said he will never be able to talk to J-Lo again after he treated her I guess unfairly in some interview that he had because he was high off of ecstasy or something like that. I said, God damn, that was crazy. So in all, Irv Gotti, the full life, great life, a life that millions of people, maybe billions of people would love to live. He jet set. He went all over the world. He toured with his artists. He had great business sense. He had great ability to create records and to be an executive producer and be a record producer. But most importantly, he was just a producer, somebody that could make something and create something. That was his power. That was his power. Oh, he sold the publishing? I didn't know that. That's news to me. I didn't know he sold their publishing. But they're gonna get their money regardless. They're gonna get some kind of money, maybe not off their masters, but at least off their publishing, most likely. Rick James said he was a genius. And on that, I think I'll leave a note. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Thank you for everybody. And I'll see you probably in the next hour or the hour after that. Take care.